Digital Marketing Misfits.
I think we got to start with some TikTokification.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're fans of this show, you know that we love Gary Vee on this show. He's I feel like we always bring him up at some point. And I gotta hope if I can find the clip here to play it. So nope, that ain't it. Hold on, guys. Oh, here it is. Possibly. Yeah, here it is. Oh, and it's talking about how to grow a podcast as well. So you're in for a treat. Let's go add screen.
We need to know how to do that.
Do what? Oh, grow the podcast.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you guys need to. There we go. All right.
Right now, we're in
Can
such
you hear
a
it?
great era for creators because
Yes.
we're moving through the TikTokification of all social media. AKA, for a decade, you had to build a lot of followers to get anything seen. Now, your first piece of content is seen by 1 million people. That's profound. So now we're in a whole different world where if you do a podcast, the clips get posted on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, which I think is going to start following for a bigger virality kind of gap. What I mean gap is instead of all your Reels getting somewhat the same amount of views, now you'll start seeing some things go viral, but the views you're getting are declining because they have to have those views for the virality. If in that copy, your entire Instagram Reels profile is listen to the podcast and the podcast is the default URL. And in the post-production of that Reels, there's a logo saying listen to the podcast. You're using the content that you got from the podcast to drive to subscriptions for the podcast and it becomes a viral loop. Right now.
Yeah. So wasn't quite the clip I was looking for. We can still talk about it because, we don't know.
I feel like there's this guy that does this so good on TikTok where he's got an amazing podcast and he does interviews on people. And he takes like some of the best like little clips and snippets that makes you want to hear more and be part of that actual podcast, and drives traffic right to it. It's freaking amazing. Have you seen that one guy that was like he worked with like Pablo Escobar and he was the airplane pilot moving all the goods from back and forth, and he had made like $60 million by like 1981, 1982.
No.
And then he finally got caught, but he's got a gazillion stories. And now he's put a book out and he just got out of prison and he's like telling all of his stories. And now he's going on different podcasts, telling his stories to sell his book. And they're incredibly fascinating.
Wow. And I'm sure each one of those stories becomes short form content, right? How did you find them?
Yeah. It came up on my feed. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, short form reach now is nuts. And everyone says, oh, my views are down. Well, it makes sense with Gary because I don't think the views on the platform are any different. It's just that one video goes mega viral. So you can't watch two or more together. Isn't that the movie that Tom Cruise did? The guy who was a pilot. I think that was a different pilot.
I mean, he's got crazy accounts from like stuff that happened with the Clintons, and there's like he's got like murderous, scandalous stuff with. I'm like, good Lord, you got some crazy stories. Whether they're true or not, they're crazy stories.
Oh yeah, I mean, literally that just is going to be clickbait by itself. Hey, I flew a plane for Pablo Escobar. Here's what happened on a random Wednesday.
Yeah. So
how are you not going to watch that video?
He was like, I was fixing to make like $40 million for an 8-hour flight. And I guess he did the flight and he's like, oh, I'll just pick up the money later. You don't worry about it. Well, I'll get it from y'all later. And he lands. He's like, where the hell is everybody? And everybody was like, just go get a paper. And it was like 700 people arrested for smuggling. He's like, oh crap. And he talks about it like he was shot down a bunch of times, and the airplanes, he would buy them and they were basically like 1 or 2 time use.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, once the tail number's hot, right? He's done.
It was insane.
Like, yeah. Oh, yeah. This tail number. All right. We'll just dump it in a field somewhere. Can you imagine the plane expense on a line item on a business? we went through 3 planes this week.
He was. I think he said he spent between $20,000 and $50,000 on a plane, but he was making millions for each run.
Yeah. That's wild. Although I don't know if I'd want to go up in a $20,000 plane. I feel like
you got to remember this is in the 70s and 80s too.
Oh, that's true. So it wasn't quite a flying hoopty.
No, it was actually a really nice plane.